BCWSA, a look deep inside the game from a former player's perspective. The Septa Baseball Insiders Show is brought to you by Dion Square, Septa, Pat Dion Beverage, Penn Community Bank, and BCWSA. Let's go live and get set for the Septa Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. Now, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games John Brazer and former pitcher from the '93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, welcome to the Septa Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from Passastow at Citizens Bank Park. I am John Brazer. You haven't heard my voice in a couple weeks because I've been away, Tommy. I know Bill Werndell filled in for me.
I tell you what, I thought I'd never miss you like that, man. But I tell you, it's a great sound to hear that voice again.
Well, I heard you was partying.
There was a lot of partying. There's a lot. Well, it was more of a family vacation, so I like to say it was partying, but I've gotten old. The voice you just heard is our first guest today because we have many guests. It's Mark McMillian, who is known as the Mighty Mouse, right? Philadelphia Eagles cornerback. And the University of Alabama grad. Roll Tide. And
here we go.
I think I've mentioned on the show that my brother-in-law played running back under Bear Bryant back in the late 80s, early 90s. No, late 70s, early 80s. Sorry.
I was going to say, I was there in the 90s.
Late 70s, early 80s. We also have Max Drucker, who's interning in our department, who goes to the University of Alabama. That was not set up as far as having these two.
I was going to say, thanks for having me on, man.
Right.
I was going to say, y'all are affiliated, and I'm not.
You're not.
I don't have an affiliate, because I signed out of high school. I didn't go to a major college or anything like that. So.
You're a big time before us, man.
Well, I did root for Carolina basketball back in the day. I grew up in North Carolina. It was ACC basketball back in the day.
That hurts, Tommy.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it does hurt. It meant to hurt, too. It meant to hurt.
You weren't like a Ralph Sampson, Othell Wilson guy?
Well, I like the players, but I was a Dean Smith because he's the only one that can keep Michael Jordan under 30.
All right.
How's it going right there?
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of guests today. We're going to have John DeBella, radio legend in Philadelphia.
Great guy.
We're going to have Scott Lauber, going to talk some baseball coming up. We also have Jason Firestone.
That's the guy I can't wait to see.
I know. If Mark's lucky enough, if Jason comes here fairly soon, he's going to get a Fred Flintstone turkey leg.
It's about this
from Bull's Barbecue, and it's the best. It's the best food item. We sample food every Sunday here.
You know I'm a food guy now. I was on Gordon Ramsay's Next Level Chef.
I know. I want to get to that.
Come on, I'm a food guy now.
I want to get to that because I'm hoping that Jason brings the food. Because, Tommy, he brings food every time we do a show here.
Wait a minute. He wasn't here the last time we did one here because you weren't here.
I wasn't here.
Now I got to get on him about that.
And that turkey leg was the best food item, was it not? That we've had. There's been a lot of great food items, but that was the best.
This year will be the first time this year we've had it.
Right. So we had it last year. I think Jason knows.
Is it smoked? They smoked the turkey?
Yes, I think so, but it's got something on it.
Yeah, it's got some kind of like maple bourbon. I don't know. There's something.
Oh, that sounds good, though.
We'll let We'll let Jason describe it, but we got that coming up, which I'm very excited. Now, the team went, when I was away, I think we went like 8-1.
At least.
So
we had 2 weeks span. We were 11-2.
And I was, the games were too late. I was in Greece, so by the time I woke up,
he comes back.
I had to check the phone to see whether we won. And I said on the pregame radio show not too long ago, I said, if John Middleton wants to send me back to Greece, I will do it because
he might do that.
We've lost more games in the week I've been here than the 10 days I was gone.
Well, I hope we get a dub today. We need a win today.
Today's win day.
Today's win day. So we'll get you set up for today's game, too. We got Zach Wheeler on the mound versus former Phillies pitcher Carlos Carrasco. But I met Mark at a golf outing. Well, we've met a couple times.
Yeah. Imagine that.
But it's mostly been
all those working the circuit.
We are working the circuit. And it's one of the it's embarrassing because it's one of the golf outings I'm a celebrity, which I have to go to my foursome and say, I'm really sorry. You got not even the D list. You got like the X list, D list, Z list,
Q list,
Q, whatever the furthest list is. But somebody gets the opportunity to golf with Mark McMillian. Somebody gets the opportunity to golf with Tommy Greene. Have you ever seen this guy golf, by the way, Mark?
I'm sure he can crush it. Most baseball players that can crush it, especially pitchers.
Well, look at this guy, too.
Yeah, he still looks like he can throw the rock.
That would be incorrect. I see a baseball and I go, ooh, my shoulder starts hurting and everything else.
Yeah, but he can swing. I'm telling you, I always say it's like that Fred Flintstone or not Fred Flintstone, the
Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny, when he says he hit a screaming line drive and the baseball's screaming while it's going out of the park.
Yeah.
Well, that's the golf ball when he's hitting it.
I can see it. I can see it.
Now, Mark, you don't live locally.
I live in Las Vegas.
You live
Oh,
locally.
my
Yeah.
God.
I'm in Vegas, home of the Stanley Cup champion, Las Vegas Golden Knights.
I just booked flights there this morning for September.
I'll be
Well,
there.
a group of us going. We're
And
about
do a little
3-day
golfing?
golf day.
I'll be there.
Yo, it's unbelievable.
Well, and you're going to have a baseball team at some point out there, right?
That's what they're talking about,
the,
right?
The A's are, they already put out billboards on the strip congratulating the hockey team for winning the Stanley Cup. So if that's not a slap in the face to Oakland, I don't know what is.
Right. All right, let's talk about your career because you came to Philadelphia. You got drafted by the Eagles.
Yeah.
Right? In the 7th, was it? No.
And
10th
you're
round.
naturally from where from?
I'm originally from California.
Okay,
Los
how
Angeles,
much?
California.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Okay, so it wasn't that much of a shock to come to Philly, was it?
It was more of a shock going to Alabama from California
That's what I was saying.
than it was from Philly.
Okay. Yeah, I can get that. I can get that. Yeah.
And so when you came to Philadelphia, so you get drafted, what were you thinking? Were you thinking that, I mean, again, you said 10th round draft pick.
Yeah.
Are you thinking that you, in your head, you're making the team? In your
Me personally, I knew I was going to make the team. That was just in my head. That was
Well,
my
you got to
mentality.
think that way. You
Gotta
got to
think
be
that
that way.
You know, coming from Alabama, we had a really good, successful team. Played under Coach Gene Stallings, the legendary Gene Stallings, was part of the Junction Boys from Barry Bryant, and we had a really good defense.
that's a Texas A&M tree, right?
Watch, slow down.
Well, wasn't that
It
kinda-
is a tree.
From way
It
back
is
when?
a tree.
Boy, I'm hanging out with you more
It is
often.
a tree. It is.
Right.
It is a little tree, but they won at Alabama. So
Right, exactly right.
that's-
But they originally came kind of from there, right?
Yeah. So they wanted to win. So they said, well, how can we win? We got to go to Alabama if we want to win some
I'm an
national
Alabama
titles.
fan, as you know, Mark.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, so, being drafted in the 10th round, I remember I came in with all my suitcases and all my clothes. I only had 2 suitcases. And I remember, walking in, and Reggie White looks at me. He's like, whose little kid is this in our locker room? And, everybody was laughing, and I was serious.
Because what was you're 5'7", right?
I was 5'7", 147 was my playing weight.
147,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So I was and,
You legitimately, when you moved, they couldn't see you. I mean, you were so fast you could.
Yeah, they didn't know
Yeah,
they was
yeah,
tackled.
that's what I'm saying.
So when they got tackled, they were looking around, and I was already back in the huddle.
That's awesome.
Who hit me? Who hit me?
That's awesome.
Holy cow!
So who did you bond with on the team? Who are your closest guys on the
I
team?
would say Reggie, man. Reggie White was my guy. After we had that little fiasco, he was my
he
guy.
welcomed you to the team.
He welcomed me to the team, and back then in the '90s, defense was dominant here in Philadelphia. So you had the Reggie Whites, the Clyde Simmons, the late great Andre
my
Waters,
gosh.
Dirty
Yep.
Waters,
Yep.
Wes Hopkins.
my
B&E,
God.
Byron Evans, Eric Allen.
Wow.
So that was our defense. So
What years now? To tell me that.
92 to 95.
Oh, that's right in my alley up
So-
there.
so
Because I come here 90 through 95.
I was here when you were pitching.
Yeah,
I was here
back
when
in
you
the
were
day.
pitching.
And
We
you
shared
guys-
the locker room.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Oh, saunas.
Yeah.
We hear that, man.
Well, I got to tell you that's a funny story on that. So our off season obviously is your season. So at the vet, as you had just mentioned,
Yeah.
Mark, that your locker room's over here. Then you had like the common bathroom,
Yeah.
which
Huge
had
shower.
which had a sauna, a nasty steam room.
Yeah.
Oh, look over here, nasty steam room, and
Oh, my goodness. Is
Yeah.
it Thanksgiving already? Golly.
we're looking at the turkey leg coming over here. But we had you had a nasty steam room. You had the sauna, and then the Phillies locker room over here.
Yeah.
So we used to go down and do what we called a lazy man's workout. At lunchtime, and go down and hit the sauna, hit the steam room.
Lunch.
Right?
Y'all had lunch in the vet?
Yeah, we had a little lunch.
Oh, we didn't get no
I
lunch.
didn't know nothing
Yeah.
about that either. I was there for years.
We go up there, and then we'd go down and get a little steamer and sauna. And the problem is, it was in your season. So at first, it would just be me and this guy, Dennis Mannion,
Yeah, I know
who
Dennis.
was my boss at the time. We'd be in there, like, in our bathing suits, like, in the sauna. Next thing you know, like, you might have been one of them. There was, like, 8 or 9 naked, big defensive players from the Eagles sitting all
Well, if they
around
were
us,
big, it wasn't me.
and they're not saying a word, and all of a sudden I'm getting really uncomfortable. and I'm trying to figure out how I make an exit without embarrassing myself.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious, bro. That's the first time you've told me that.
Yeah, so I mean, you probably did see
And
a
I've
lot
heard
of Phillies,
everything from
I
this
did.
guy.
especially in September. Right,
Yeah,
when
we
you
did
guys
see a lot of guys. Obviously, I grew up a Dodger fan because I'm in L.A., but coming here, being able to follow the Phillies and obviously going to the World Series. I had the opportunity to go to one of the games, when Schilling was on the bump.
Oh, yeah.
So I was all in, man, and the atmosphere was unbelievable. So I was like, man, whenever the Dodgers are not playing, I'm rooting for the Phillies.
So you grow up during that, look at that, and all of a sudden Jason Firestone's tempting us over here.
Good Lord.
Mark, you came in good timing right there.
Man, I came on a good day.
And you got a drink, too. Look at that.
Oh, we got Fresca. Okay, hibiscus.
All right.
Okay.
You know what? Jason, hold on. Tommy, can I give him your
Yes,
headset?
you can come here while I
salivate. You got to come
We need
on.
some wet naps. We need a wet towel. This is.
All right, let's bring on Jason. Jason,
come on, Jason. Explain what we got here, man.
This is Mark McMillian, who's a cornerback
How
for the
doing?
Eagles,
Nice to meet you.
92 to 95. But also, not just that, but he was on a reality show with Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, no way.
Cooking reality show.
That's awesome.
So I was on season 2. Next Level Chef with Gordon Ramsay was actually our mentor. And actually, one of our team members did win. Tucker, she actually won, and she won $250,000 for winning the competition. So it was 18 chefs from all over the country, home cooks, professional chefs, and, social media influencer chefs. So I'm excited. I'm a foodie guy. I see the glaze on here. I do have my own barbecue sauce line as well that you can purchase at grillandmcmillan.com. So I have my own spice line and everything, but this looks
all right,
delicious.
Jason, describe to Mark what we got here. Now we've got a professional culinary person here who's going to give real-time.
Perfect timing then.
Yes. So
So we got Bull's barbecue specials. We got the Mexican street corn.
I see that.
And we got Flintstone size turkey legs.
Yabba dabba do, baby.
Brown sugar and bourbon glaze on it. So,
yeah. How long do you guys smoke these? I'm gonna put you on the spot right now.
We smoke them for about 4 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What kind of wood you using?
Now we're getting detailed.
I can't give away all of our secrets.
These are questions Tommy and I can't ask because we don't know.
I'm impressed at Mexican street corn here in Philly. That is impressive.
Out at Bull's Barbecue in left field.
Wow, that's awesome.
And you can go see Bull as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you did this because you knew it was my birthday yesterday, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right? So it's a little birthday present.
Look at the size of this leg.
Yeah. Chris Ermer, you might not get much food over here because
man.
All right, well, Jason, we really appreciate it. And we haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen you in a while because I was away. But I appreciate it. And then also you guys are continuing to do the special at Coca-Cola Corner.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, so we have our next partner. We're looking at Humpty Dumplings. Humpty Dumplings.
Humpty Dumplings.
Humpty Dumplings. So they have all different kinds. They have savory. They got sweet, all fried in a little dumpling.
And where are they based out of?
They have a few locations. I believe they're out in Yardley is their main location. They have a food truck that goes to a lot of the fairs. So
that's awesome.
So that's the next for the national series.
No, not nationals. We usually do them during the weekdays. So
okay, so it'll be
after the All-Star break.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
So this is inside the stadium?
Yeah, left field out.
I need to come visit that.
Bull's Barbecue, man.
When I pull up the Bull's Barbecue, they'll be like, man, who is this brother here talking about our turkey legs?
Yep. All right. Well, Jason, thanks as always. I appreciate it. Kevin Tedesco, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Nice meeting you.
Oh, you too, my man.
And Mark, I'm gonna
do a taste. We got to taste it.
I'm gonna let you during the break. You're gonna taste it.
We got to taste it.
You're gonna come back, give us a read on it.
1 through 10.
Then we'll let you go and take that away and eat in your own
man.
Piece.
I'm gonna give what's my man's name? Maxwell. I'm gonna give it to Max. Gotta feed Max.
We got Max Drucker, who's our Alabama intern from University of Alabama. All right, coming up in the show again, we'll get some real-time review from Mark McMillian on the Bull's Barbecue Turkey Leg. We're going to have Scott Lauber coming up, talk some baseball. We got John DeBella coming up. You're listening to Septa Baseball Insiders Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from Passastow at Citizens Bank Park.
This is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Septa offers a variety of career opportunities. Our core business is transit, and with 5 modes of service, we rely on and need operators, engineers, and conductors. But it takes a host of other specialties, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, and more to keep the system moving. As an employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
From Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley and everywhere in between. For 150 years, Penn Community Bank has been a part of your neighborhood. Helping businesses start, supporting families as they grow, and staying connected to the people and places that make this region special. It's who we are and where we're from. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow.
Septa offers a variety of career opportunities. Our core business is transit, and with 5 modes of service, we rely on and need operators, engineers, and conductors. But it takes a host of other specialties, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, and more to keep the system moving. As an employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
We now return to the Septa Baseball Insiders Show, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games John Brazer and former pitcher from the '93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, we are back to the Septa Baseball Insiders Show, presented by BCWSA. We are live from Paso at Citizens Bank Park. I'm John Brazer, joined by Tommy Greene, and we got Mighty Mouse, Mark McMillian, former Eagles player, former University of Alabama cornerback, and also former reality show participant on a food network. And it's quite appropriate that he just tasted the turkey leg from Bull's Barbecue.
It just looked like he started breathing again. Yeah. Hey, you can come up for air, man.
And he did it without a fork and knife.
You got to go all in, man.
That's barbecue. Straight Flintstone you went right there.
It's barbecue, man.
And you know you're taking that away, too. You're not just taking a little nibble. That's yours.
Man, I think we can feed a family of about 4 with that turkey
I know,
right there.
Are you going to give some to your fellow Max,
fellow
Alabama guy?
We got to feed Max. Even though he didn't find us no utensils, I'm still going to look out for
He's still a college guy, you know. He's got to eat.
How about we'll give him a little goal? If he can find utensils, then he can have part of your turkey leg.
No, he can have more than part of the turkey leg. You don't eat turkey?
I think so. We're going to have to straighten him out.
So, Mark, let's give your official review, and then we'll let you go to town on that turkey leg.
So what I do now, I've been doing a wing review. So
Okay.
I travel around the country. I go to sports bars, and I rate it 1 through 10.
Okay.
Flavor, texture, and juiciness.
Okay.
Now, as far as the flavor is outstanding. I can still taste the sweet and the bourbon inside the barbecue sauce, so that's really good. It's been smoked really good, as you can see the smoke ring.
Ooh.
You can see the smoke ring around that is really good. So the flavor is juicy. He said they smoked it like 4.5 hours. So I would say about an 8 out of 10 on the turkey leg.
All right.
So that's really good. That's really good.
It's really good.
We will take that back to Jason Firestone. Well, Mark, I can't tell you how much I appreciate coming on the show.
Oh, man, I had a blast.
Hey, it's been one of the best ones, man. This is awesome. Sit here and laugh. I have a great time.
And maybe I'll see you at the Alabama-Chattanooga game in November.
I'd run from Brady because you'll be wearing them Virginia tennis shoes.
Oh, no. I've never seen nobody wear Virginia tennis shoes, so this is the first.
I'll put on my Alabama hat at that point.
Check his belt out.
It's a golf belt.
You got to get you some swag, man.
You got your new swag.
All right, Mark McMillian, I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you guys for having me.
All right, now we got Scott Lauber from the Philadelphia Inquirer. We're actually going to talk some baseball right now, Tommy.
What?
Yeah, how about that?
I'd like what we're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of all right, Scott is eyeing up.
They ruined us with the food.
I know. Scott's eyeing up the turkey leg right now as we speak.
You get your hand stabbed, you reach over here.
What's up, Scott?
How are you guys?
All right, good.
We're better now with that turkey leg sitting over here.
That is the biggest turkey leg I've ever seen.
We have a lot of stuff to catch up on because there's been a lot of news, right? So one of the news items was that it was confirmed that Bryce Harper actually is going to play first base when he comes back to play defense.
Yeah,
or play in the field.
Yeah, I think we probably all thought that was going to be what happened. But, yesterday Rob Thompson was asked, do you think that Harper will play the outfield again will play the outfield this season? And he said, yeah, we hope so, but first base is first. So it makes sense, right, from the standpoint that the throw is shorter and, if you're going to bring him back, maybe you can bring him back slightly earlier if it's first base than the outfield. So we'll see. It's still looking like it won't be until after the All-Star break, but, that seems to be the plan.
And then that would put Schwarber at DH?
You would think.
Or rest Castellanos, rest Real Muto.
Yeah.
Now, how far along, if you know, is his progression throwing? Where is he at in that?
So he's throwing from 120 feet.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking effort and everything. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd know better than I would because you're a pitcher and you've seen so many guys go through it. But and his rehab's different because he's not a pitcher. It's 120 feet. It's pretty. There's a lot of effort behind it.
Yeah.
So that's good, but there hasn't been clearance yet to throw to bases, and
that's the thing because you're different. You're messing with some angles.
I
mean, because he has to get rid of it.
Right, and it's game speed and all of that.
Yeah.
So I did ask him the other day if he has to go see the surgeon in L.A. again before he gets cleared to throw in games, and he said he wasn't sure, but he didn't think so. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
And, look, he keeps working out at first base, which he wouldn't be doing if it wasn't going to happen, if it wasn't going to be a reality. So, I think it makes sense to get him out there first at first base and see what that looks like. And he's a great athlete. I think he'll.
Well, he's a natural what? He caught and then played third base.
Played third base.
Yeah.
So he's played on the dirt before, for sure.
All right. The other one is Christopher Sanchez pitched well last night. Has he kind of not solidified, but has at least for a couple outings, he's got room to be that fifth starter?
Yeah, and the next time it comes around, it's going to be him. So they were encouraged yesterday. Look, he gave up some hard hit balls for sure, especially in that third inning. What they were happy about was that he gave up the home run to Starling Marte, and then, I think fell behind 2-0 against Lindor and was able to lock it back in. That's not something he was doing in the minor leagues. He was walking a lot of guys, struggling with his command. So the fact that he was able to regroup, lock it back in, and get some outs was a good sign for them. The bar's pretty low for that fifth starter, right? So if he could give them 5 innings.
What he's giving them.
Right. They'll take that.
Right. How about the bullpen? Now the bullpen, you've got guys like Bellotti, you got guys like Connor Brogdon that are down in AAA, right? So there's some competition that are waiting some of the guys that are up
which
here.
is a good thing.
Right.
I think competition is a real good thing. And then it comes down, you're talking about that. My big concern is where's Sir Anthony at? I heard it back him up a little bit. I mean, to me, he's one of the bigger key pieces of the puzzle. Yeah, if you ask me.
He sure is, because he would have been the guy in the sixth inning yesterday.
Yeah.
Like we were talking in the press box about, they used Soto, Alvarado, and Kimbrel 2 days in a row, back to back.
Right.
Thursday, Friday, which means they were not available yesterday. And I said, yeah, but you know what? Sixth inning with Starling Marte and Lindor and then Alonso, you're not going to the lefties there anyway. It's a little early, and they're facing right-handed hitters. You're going to Sir Anthony there if he was available and he was healthy.
Yeah.
So they are backing him up a little bit. They still think it's going to be, closer to the end of the 15 days than like a prolonged thing. But he threw today for the first time, played catch, and so they're moving a little bit closer. It's not going to be.
That's a nasty little injury.
Yeah, and that lingers,
really
right?
Now, the other guy's Noah Song, which is interesting. He's the guy, the Rule 5 guy
they got
from the Naval Academy. What's the status on Noah Song?
He's going to start a rehab aassignment this week in the minor leagues in
Clearwater.
Clearwater.
Then the clock starts ticking at that point.
Then the 30-day clock starts to tick on the rehab assignment. So, I mean, they're still a ways away from having to make a call there. And if he wasn't a Rule 5 pick, what you would do is you'd reinstate him from the injured list, and then you'd option him to the minor leagues. Well, Rule 5 complicates that
because
he's got to stay on the roster for a certain amount of time before he's offered back, and he hasn't pitched in so long. So I think a few weeks from now, after that rehab assignment starts and you see how he gets going, I think that conversation's going to have to ramp up. Like, what do we do with him once this rehab is over?
Let's talk about the starting pitching. Is the starting pitching with Wheeler, with Taijuan Walker, with Nola, with Ranger. I mean, it's
I don't want to talk about them because leave them alone
right
where they're at right now.
But they're in a really nice groove right now.
Yeah, they are.
So it's good to see.
It is, and they've done some things with their pitch mix. Ranger's throwing curveballs. Taijuan Walker's throwing a cutter. These are pitches that they threw, but they didn't throw them quite as often as they are throwing them now. So they're mixing that up a little bit, and it's working. Wheeler is fascinating because, there are days like last Sunday in Oakland where Wheeler doesn't have 97, 98, and he's pitching just fine because he's learning how to pitch without it all the time. There are days he's going to have that velocity, but there are days it's going to be down a tick, and it's really been impressive to watch. So, Yeah, as a group, they're going great. Like, I know going into yesterday, they had like a 1.64 ERA. In the last 17 games, it was the best 17-game run since 1964 for the Phillies.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good right there, pal.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can ask for your starting pitching as a team.
Wait,
is
Scott,
to give you the opportunity to do that.
Can we back up a little bit?
Yeah.
It's time now for the Smartest Stat of the Week, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. That's 1-866-PAY-EASY. Scott, what's that stat again?
Going into yesterday, the Phillies rotation had something like a 1.60 ERA, 1.64 ERA in the last 17 games, which was the best 17-game stretch for a Phillies rotation. I used to cover the Red Sox. It's like bad habit. Since 1964.
That's
I don't know if that makes Zach Wheeler, Jim Bunning, and does that make Taijuan Walker, Chris Short? Who knows?
And let's hope the season doesn't end the
doesn't
way
end
that
like
ended.
64, right?
Yeah.
No, we don't need that.
And that was your Phillies Smart Stat of the Week. Once again, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for the smart choice in payroll services. Call them again at 1-866-PAY-EASY.
Danny Maggiani, by
That's
the way.
right.
That's
Tommy,
my boy.
you get like one or two guys right on a roll. It's rare that you get the whole rotation going.
Well,
like
and
that.
I say, you remember back in the day when he had me and Schilling and Terry Mulholland, Danny Jackson, and our guys and Ben Rivera, that staff.
Yeah.
And what I noticed over the year, over that year, three of us were always kind of rolling. Me and Schilling went bad at one time together, but the other three were rolling. At the beginning of the year, me and Schilling would, for the first, 2 months or more, 3 months.
Yeah.
We didn't lose.
Yeah.
We kept teams in games. Our guys picked us up. It was like every day was almost win day, which is, if you got something like that going on, that's unbelievable.
And I gotta say too, all the time we talk about the Phillies offense, right, and their lineup and how many runs they are supposed to score and how many home runs they're supposed to hit.
It's not there.
It's not there. And I was talking to JT Realmuto the other day, and he said, you know what though? He's like, our rotation, the way we've built our rotation, we're built to pitch too, and that rotation is starting to pitch the way they kind of envisioned it would when they put it together.
And that's what you're hoping. Your pitching keeps you there for these guys to kind of figure out what they got going on. There's some guys that are going through some things. You want them to get hot at the right time. And right now is just say, we'd love to make a run on the Braves and the stuff where they're at, what it is. But they got to play, and now they got an opportunity to get in the wild cards and different things. Well, they got to get hot at the right time and do things. You get healthy. Yeah. They got to get the healthy piece.
And it's kind of nice because right now we got Ranger who started off with an injury, and it took him a little while to get going. Taijuan Walker, a new team, right? So it took him a little while to get going. You got Zach Wheeler and Nola, who pitched deep into the playoffs last year. It took them a little while to get going. So it looks like everyone's kind of, if we can get that fifth spot, whether it's bullpen games, I guess, or Sanchez or somebody to step up.
I don't like bullpen games. That's just me.
Right. But, all right, so before we let you go, also this week, news came out that right now in London, the Cubs are playing the Cardinals. I think it's Olympic Stadium at the West Ham Stadium.
Yeah.
Right? They converted the soccer field into a baseball stadium. It's pretty cool. I saw you see that fast track video that showed
it looked a little short to me.
The ball looks like it flies there.
Oh, it looked like a Titleist flying.
So the Phillies will be playing the Mets next June 8th and 9th.
Oh.
What do you think about that?
Oh, my God. How can you not be excited about that? This was the plan, I think, pre-pandemic, right? They were going to go Yankees, Red Sox in 19. It was going to be Cubs, Cardinals in 20, and that had to be put on hold, and then it was going to be Phillies, Mets in 21. So a few years later, we're going to get it, and, it's going to be exciting. Anytime you get to go to a new place and overseas at that. So, I'm looking forward to that. That's circled on my calendar for sure.
We're hoping to do we got to talk to Matt Miro from WBCB and hoping to do our radio show.
You better do a lot of talking
from there, right? Tommy, you've never been to Europe, right?
No, I have not. Been across. I've been to Bora Bora the other way, going the other way. But I have never been to Europe.
Oh yeah, you'll love it.
We're gonna make your first European trip. We're gonna do a little radio show there.
Might not get me out of the pub.
Yeah.
All right, Scott Lauber, really appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
You bet.
And
anytime.
We'll see you maybe next Sunday if you're around.
If I am, thank you.
All right. Consider a career at Septa. Septa is hiring a variety of skilled trade positions, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, millwrights, and more. As a Septa employee, you'll earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org. All right, coming up in the show, we're going to have a radio legend. We had a football legend.
I'm talking way up here,
legend.
Like Mount Rushmore above that
and
legend.
Now we got a Mount Rushmore radio legend, John DeBella. We'll have him on in a couple minutes. You listen to the Septa Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. We are live from Passastow at Citizens Bank Park.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
Septa offers a variety of career opportunities. Our core business is transit, and with 5 modes of service, we rely on and need operators, engineers, and conductors. But it takes a host of other specialties, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, and more to keep the system moving. As an employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
From Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley and everywhere in between. For 150 years, Penn Community Bank has been a part of your neighborhood. Helping businesses start, supporting families as they grow, and staying connected to the people and places that make this region special. It's who we are and where we're from. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow.
Septa offers a variety of career opportunities. Our core business is transit, and with 5 modes of service, we rely on and need operators, engineers, and conductors. But it takes a host of other specialties, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, and more to keep the system moving. As an employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
We now return to the Septa Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games John Brazer and former pitcher from the '93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, we are back to the Septa Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. We are live from Passastow at Citizens Bank Park. I'm John Brazer, joined by Tommy Greene. Tommy, we've already had Jason Firestone, who brought a big turkey leg. We've had Mark McMillian, Mighty Mouse, played for the Eagles.
That was outstanding.
Right? We had to throw in some baseball in our show. So we had Scott Lauber for the Philadelphia Inquirer give us his analysis. And now we've got a radio legend of which I've had a long relationship with that we just figured out. I was on his show not too long ago.
They're actually putting his face, beside Lincoln. On the Mount Rushmore.
Lincoln, John DeBella.
Right, that's it.
That's
I'm taking FDR's spot.
Yeah, right.
No, Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt.
How you doing, John?
I am doing well. I am amazed at this show so far because, first off, it's so comfortable and personal, intimate. I like the intimacy of this, right? And what I like the most is the way you guys flow from topic to topic. For the two of you to spend that much time talking about smoking. I was amazed.
It's awesome.
I just kept smoke this. I kept hearing this over and over again. Is there an edibles conversation also?
Well, the edibles right in front of you.
I see. Is that it?
Yeah,
Greg Lazinski turkey leg right there.
Okay.
About the size of your thigh.
All right, so Tommy, John started in radio in Philly in 82, 81?
82.
82. I was right, 82.
Right.
So I mentioned I go on a show once a month, right? And I've been doing that. I didn't realize it until I was on with you this past week. I've been on with you 21 years on MGK.
Right.
And then probably another handful of years on YSP.
Right.
Right. So every time I go on a show, he gives me a quiz, and every question I get right, I get to promote one thing. Right. So, and the
because
quiz
it's like, well, think about it. Now, let's look at it from the broadcast sense.
Yeah.
This guy's coming in, love the man, right? But he's coming in to hawk wares.
Yes,
We
love it.
charge every sponsor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like this $35 bottle of water I got here was given to me for free.
Right.
No. Okay.
I think it totally makes sense.
So
Agreed.
he would come in, and I would say, well, look, I mean, if you want to promote something, answer one of my quiz questions, and every time you do, you can. And sometimes he just shows up and doesn't get to say anything.
Right, because actually
That's shocking.
The one category I aced, I'm going to tell you the one that I aced and one that I failed. The one that I completely aced was, and I guess I
Was it 80s trivia?
No, it was 70s one-hit wonders.
Oh, right.
And
Right.
All about mute, yeah.
I collected
Yeah.
45s, and I had every K-Tel album, and I have got this weird knowledge of who sang "Billy Don't Be Hero" and all the other bad 70s songs. But the one I failed miserably was I kept telling John I'm a huge Allman Brothers fan, which I am. I just didn't know the details on the Allman Brothers as far as albums and song placements and this and that. And I came in there thinking I'm just going to nail this
Roll
one.
this.
And
Not one, Tommy. Not one.
You threw him the old
right,
curveball, as they say.
Yeah.
The nasty.
So, John, let's talk about your you do have a history with the Phillies.
Yeah.
Because what year was it when you were up on the roof?
Oh, God, that was before you were even working
Right,
here.
it was before 1994.
All right, so that was sometime in the 80s. It was like 84, 85. And when you would go to a Veteran Stadium, if you were going to go up on the roof, you climbed to the last row of the 700 level. All right, and
up
then
a ladder,
and then straight up a ladder. All right, and then you get out, and now you get out, and you don't come out of that thing. You come out like a groundhog. You come, you
By
pop
the way,
your
we
little
didn't
head
have
out.
we didn't have lawyers back then either.
No, right. And the Fanatic was camping out on the roof of the building.
That doesn't
to throw
shock
out
me with that guy.
To throw out the first ball. He was keeping the ball, all right, and no one was going to be able to have the ball until he threw it out because he had never gotten to throw a ball out. Right.
That doesn't
and
shock me with that guy.
I thought that's when I met him. I thought he
No, it was after that.
I thought he was the intern that was up there with us.
But then the other thing we used to do every day.
He was the wind finder, which way the wind was blowing. He had to stand up and tie something to it.
Well, on opening day, John came up with a promotion that we would do here at the ballpark.
Oh,
I think it started the first year of Citizens Bank Park.
Yes, it did.
2004, and it was the blessing of the balls. I would get baseballs from Danny O'Rourke, right?
Yeah.
Real game day baseballs. And then John would have
I would have a priest, a rabbi, and a minister, right, all come out, and each one of them would bless the ball. So we had it covered, right?
Well, you didn't have it fully
I needed
covered.
that more often. When I pitched, you needed to bring those guys around.
You didn't have an imam, you didn't have a pastor, you didn't have right, but you covered a good.
Right, well, yeah, we did. Yeah, we went judo Christian.
So we would do that, and then when all these people would gather around, and we'd, and then another time,
and he would be the altar boy. We would make him kneel. He would make kneel
God.
with a box of balls in his hand.
Did you have like a fire extinguisher beside you? Because the place was burning.
I would make sure my very Catholic mother was not watching because she would think it's highly blasphemous. And then another time we had you sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Okay, now this was on my 60th birthday. Right, and I didn't.
That was last week, right?
It was, and I didn't want to celebrate that at all. I was really kind of. It was worse than turning 40, So
I had a great time when I was 40.
All right, so I was quiet about it. I told everybody on the show, don't talk about it. Do me a favor, don't bring it up. Don't give me a gift. I don't want anything. Just leave it be. All right. I come here and they're having an 80s night. John asked me, he says, which do you want to do? He said, you could throw out the first pitch or you could sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." And I go, "Take me out to the ball game." He goes, "Really?" I said, "I know, right, what Pierre looked like when he threw out the first pitch, and I'm not going to be all that much better." I didn't want that. That is a big boo, right?
Yeah,
At the end of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," everyone goes, "Yay!" Okay? So I've hidden this whole thing. I get out on the field. I'm so excited, right? And I got a kazoo with me because they made me bring a kazoo, right? And we start singing, yeah, the ball game, the whole thing ends, right? And my hands go up, the crowd goes wild. I start walking off, and Dan Baker goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, WMGK's John DeBella here celebrating his 60th birthday.
Oh, Dan.
to a sold-out stadium.
He did that to you.
That is the same feeling when my ring.
But, hey, it sounded so good coming out of Dan Baker's
Yeah,
mouth.
right, exactly.
That's the same feeling I got when my ring, I left my ring in the bathroom, made national news.
He claims it's my fault.
Because I had to bring the ring to John, wanted to see the World Series ring. I never wore the ring. I wanted to placate John, so I brought the ring to his studio.
Could have left it in the box.
Yes, you could have.
I could have gone back home to leave it and then go to work, but it was the other way. So then that day, I am blaming you, John, a little bit that I left the World Series
for
ring.
your absent-mindedness.
Yes.
I'll try that with my wife when I forget.
So wait, so
Hey,
that.
I want to see how many knots you end up with on top of your head.
So akin to when Dan Baker mentioned your age, we get the ring back, which was obviously great news, and the sergeant said, we're going to have a press conference in South Philly. You don't have to be there. We're not going to mention your name. Don't worry about it. Blah, blah, blah. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to go. I'm just going to. So I watched the press conference in my office, and I watched the sergeant say, and we're happy to get the victim's ring back, John Brazer. I'm like, no! And next thing you know, my phone is ringing off the hook, and I said to my boss, I said, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. So,
That's so classic.
Oh, God.
That's great.
Oh, God.
So, John, you've had a long story career.
What bus number was that run over you
I
there?
know, many buses. You've had a long story career in Philadelphia. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Second of all, tell us, what do you think was the coolest moment? Whether it's somebody you met, something you did, because obviously you've met tons of people, you've done tons of cool things. When you said the kazoo, there was a kazoo parade. You've had all kinds of things. What is it? One moment that's going to be like that? When you're writing your book, what's going to be the one you're most excited to talk about?
I would like to write a book, but I don't know if you heard. Nobody holds books anymore. I think that's what spread COVID. Right. People reading books. Yes. That was it. That's why nobody grabs a book anymore. No, there won't be a book. There'll be something, but there won't be a book. God, John, I mean, that's an answer you have to prepare for.
Right.
Anything I tell you will have me spending the rest of the day.
Right.
I should have,
All right, how about this one? I'll make it easier.
All right.
Who is other than me, who's the coolest guy you've ever interviewed? Who's the guy you got most excited about that you interviewed?
Everybody listening knows that answer. It's Pete Townsend. Pete Townsend is he's an incredible interview. Probably the best interview I did in my life. It was with Pete Townsend. As a matter of fact, I recently told a story. I was backstage when the Who was doing the Quadrophenia tour, and I'm talking to Pete, and I brought him a copy of that interview, and I said, "Look, because it was momentous, right, for me and for him, but I didn't even realize that." I hand him the tape. I said, "Here, I brought this for you. This is that interview we did in '93." And he said, no, you don't have to give it to me. He says, I have one at home. It's on my desk.
Wow.
It was, for him, it was one of his favorite interviews he ever did.
Awesome.
So that was, so it was great to have that mutual
that made
respect.
Yours is unbelievable.
Yeah. And right now, it's available to listen to on WNGK.com.
How about, I lied, one last question. How about an athlete? Was there an athlete that you enjoyed talking to?
Wow.
Tommy Greene right now, would that count?
No. That was Tommy. Then Dutch was on the show
regularly.
Right. Tug.
Tug's the best.
Tug.
Tug's
beyond a shadow of a doubt.
The best.
Tug. Yeah.
And let me tell you a quick story, and then I'll let you go. Tug McGraw, and I think I've said this on the show. This is back in 1993. He went into the music booth of which Tom Burgoyne, who's the best friend of the Fanatic, was doing the music, and Tug came in and said, "Hey, Tom, my son is a budding country star. Here's a cassette tape.
Oh, my God.
Can you please play one of his songs out in the stadium?" And he's like, "Tug, no problem, man." So Tug leaves. He's like, "Budding country star, yeah, right." And he throws the cassette tape into the trash can. And next thing you know, 6 months later, boom! Tim McGraw becomes a star. So yes, Tom Burgoyne is good where he is.
Yes, he is.
He'll never be a music promoter.
He lost that job.
Yes.
Oh,
all right.
God.
Well, John, I know your last show is this week, so
Yes,
congratulations.
this Friday.
Good luck getting through it.
All right.
And,
thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
And it's been a pleasure. Honestly, from a heartfelt thank you for all your help, and it's we'll stay in touch, obviously. And now you have more time to do stuff with
Yeah,
you.
I can go out on weeknights.
Exactly right.
Just the idea of that's the thing that's probably going to be the most shocking to me.
Right.
It's like I don't have to get up at 3 o'clock.
You don't have to set your alarm.
Right?
What is nighttime?
I heard there's TV after 11.
Right. Yeah.
So,
you're in for a surprise.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff on after 11.
I thank you both. You both have been great friends of mine and great friends of the show, and I thank you for being here today. And now, those smoking things, are there samples?
We have some right here, but
you keep pointing at turkey. I didn't realize you were talking about. You never said smoked turkey. You just kept going smoke, and you do smoke this, and you smoke.
Oh, you're talking the other samples. We don't have those samples.
We don't have those samples.
You have to go to Chris Ermer over here.
Chris Ermer might
That's
have
why
those
we need a
samples.
stadium in Jersey.
Yeah, right. All right, John DeBella, I really appreciate it. Coming up in the show, Tommy and I will get you ready for today's game. You're listening to Septa Baseball Insiders Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from Paso Stowe at Citizens Bank Park.
This is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for autopay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Septa offers a variety of career opportunities. Our core business is transit, and with 5 modes of service, we rely on and need operators, engineers, and conductors. But it takes a host of other specialties, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, and more to keep the system moving. As an employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
From Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley and everywhere in between. For 150 years, Penn Community Bank has been a part of your neighborhood. Helping businesses start, supporting families as they grow, and staying connected to the people and places that make this region special. It's who we are and where we're from. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow.
Septa offers a variety of career opportunities. Our core business is transit, and with 5 modes of service, we rely on and need operators, engineers, and conductors. But it takes a host of other specialties, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, and more to keep the system moving. As an employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
We now return to the Septa Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games John Brazer and former pitcher from the 93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
We are back to the Septa Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA live from Paso Stowe at Citizens Bank Park. I'm John Brazer, joined by Tommy Greene. Tommy, what a great show so far. Great guests. But I always talk about Septa. I took Septa yesterday because I took a train down. As I mentioned, it was my birthday. My wife was going to come join me down. We didn't want to have 2 cars down, so I took the train to Fern Rock and took the subway all the way in.
Yeah.
Perfect. And consider a career at Septa. Septa relies on and needs bus operators, train engineers, and conductors. As a Septa employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org. And did you know, Tommy, that Septa operates a fully electrified multimodal rail system and has one of the largest green bus fleets in the nation?
I do now.
You do, right? And 2 reasons why. Septa commuters have 1/3 the carbon footprint of those who travel by car. Visit iseptaphilly.com to plan your trip today. That's iseptaphilly.com.
How well we do evolve and move forward in
Yes,
this
we do.
wonderful society, huh?
Exactly right. And by the way, you can watch the show live at WBCBsports.com or search WBCB Sports on YouTube. Obviously, you can listen to the show on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, your station in Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County. And Tommy, as I mentioned, I was in Greece for 10 days. Took a little mid.
You were
awesome
sort of
trip.
unplugged a little bit, huh?
And then you just got back from the Bahamas.
Yes, I did. For
So-
like 4 or 5 days.
And-
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah.
With some people from the Darren Dalton Foundation.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
All right, Tommy, let's get you set up for today's game. Rubber match. Big game.
Yep.
Right? Big game.
I think it needs to be win day. We got to get it going in the right direction again. So.
And Wheeler hasn't faced the Mets this year yet.
Yeah.
We've already faced the Mets, but Wheeler was not in that rotation.
Yeah.
Here's the lineups. For the Mets, you got Brandon Nimmo, Starling Marte, you got Francisco Lindor, you got Pete Alonso batting fourth, Vogelbach DHing batting fifth, Tommy Pham playing left field, Jeff McNeil is back. He was out yesterday.
Yeah.
Playing second base, Brett Beatty, third base, and Omar Narvaez is their catcher.
Yep.
For the Fightin' Phils, it is Kyle Schwarber leading off playing left field, is Trey Turner, shortstop. He, by the way, has a 5.45 average off Carrasco, who's pitching today.
Well,
6 for 11.
Hopefully that's exactly what the doctor ordered for him.
Yep. Castellanos batting third, and he's been hot.
I'll tell you what. I mean, he's been real impressive this first half. You know, coming in. I mean, and the type of first half he's had. He's been so consistent in what he's done.
He's definitely heading for the All-Star game, and Rob Thompson and his coaches will be all going out there.
Well, that's good.
To Seattle. And Castellanos definitely is going to be on that team. Harper is batting fourth, DHing. I'm predicting today that this is Harper's breakout game. All right? You got that right there.
You call him power?
I'm calling
because he's been hitting.
No, I know, but I think he's going to go. He's also been hitting into bad luck.
Yeah.
You know, almost line drives right to outfielders that are catching it or just missing off the wall. Real Muto batting fifth, catching. Stott, second base. Bohm playing first base. Marsh playing center
He's
field.
been hot. Last week he was on fuego.
Yep, and we had a rapper / comedian / actor, Lil Dicky, who threw out the first pitch. He's from Philadelphia. And Marsh is a huge fan. He caught him yesterday.
Oh, did he?
He was very excited. And the other one is Cody Clemens was looking forward to meeting him as well. Introduced him right after the first pitch. Marsh playing center field. And then Sosa, who did have a home run. Now, Carrasco did pitch well against us last time.
Yes, he did.
It actually was one of his best outings because he hasn't really had a good year. Carrasco is 2-3 with a 6.34 ERA. He's given up 10 home runs. His WHIP is 1.55. So
that's speaking. Yeah, I don't. You have to explain to me what WHIP is.
All right. Well, how about this one?
His stat.
His
crap.
strikeouts at 28. He's got 21 walks, so that's not good either. But he did go 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 Ks against us. But Sosa was the one who did the lone damage of the home run. So hopefully continues.
In other words, we're due against him.
We are due. So that's Schwarber, Turner, Castellanos, Harper, Real Muto, Stott, Bohm, Marsh, Sosa.
Yep.
All right, Tommy, let's talk a little baseball here, okay? So last night, did you see what happened with the Angels and the Rockies?
I might have heard, but I don't know if I didn't see.
It was 25-1.
Oh, I didn't know.
25-1. They scored 13 runs in the third inning, and they just kept piling on. They had 8 runs in the fourth inning.
All right, you got to read some of the lines.
Oh, here's some of the lines. All right, so Ward, who's their leadoff hitter, he went 2 for 6 with 3 RBIs.
Yeah.
Here's the best part about this box score. Ohtani did nothing. He went 1 for 7. He had an RBI, but went 1 for 7. Mike Trout, 3 for 5. 3 runs scored, a home run, and a walk. Brandon Drury, 3 for 5. 3 runs scored, 4 RBIs, a home run. Matt Tace, who's a catcher from University of Virginia, he went 3 for 6. 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs, a home run. Renfroe went 5 for 5.
Oh, I know where you're going at the bottom here.
4 RBI, 3 runs scored. Escobar, 2 for 4. 4 runs scored, an RBI. Fletcher, 4 for 6 out of the 9 spot, playing shortstop, 5 RBIs. And Mickey Moniak, 5 for 5. 5 runs scored, 4 RBIs, a home run, and thrown 3 doubles.
What's he hitting?
He's hitting 337.
I know he's kind of been up and down with him this year.
I think he's got 7 home runs, 12 doubles.
Oh, good for him, man.
He's had 90 plus at bats. So
you're looking. I mean, that for with some of your guys that come from your organization, that kind of start getting it. You're happy for them,
Very happy.
I mean, because that was a trade we made.
Well, we needed Syndergaard.
And we needed Syndergaard, and we needed help in the outfield with Marsh. Because at the time, he wasn't necessarily doing what he needed to do. So change of scenery sometimes is good for the person.
And Moniak was just bad luck because if he doesn't get hurt out of spring training, he had that great spring training.
Yes, he did. He might have been there.
And then he gets hit by a pitch, and then he's out, and then he gets hurt again, and it just was bad circumstance.
Yes.
I think we all thought he could be a good player, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, that's why the Angels traded for him.
Yeah.
All right, how about this one, too? 2022 first-round pick Justin Crawford had a 12-game hitting streak for Low A's Clearwater. 19 years old. He's batting .345, .398 on-base percentage. He's got 31 steals and 35 attempts.
That's awesome. I mean, run. Boy, they say they got a good team down there in Clearwater. A bunch of young guys, pretty good ball players.
They do, and also at some point, maybe next week, we'll get into the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs because Mizzouti, Muzziotti, Cave, Weston Wilson, Kingery, and a couple other guys are lighting it up down there. So
that's just good to hear. It's good. You need that help down there. You never know when you're going to need some guys to come in.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
All right, Tom, that wraps up a very busy Septa Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. Live from Paso Still. I'd like to thank my co-host, Tommy Greene, our on-site engineer, Chris Ermer, back to the studio. Steve Lawler, thank you. Thanks to our guests today, Jason Firestone, Scott Lauber from the Inquirer, Mark McMillian and the Mighty Mouse, and John DeBella. And thanks to you for listening. The Baseball Insider Show will be back next Sunday right here at Paso Still from 12:30 to 1:30. We have a quick homestand against the Nationals. We'll take them on at 1:30. Have a great week, and as the late, great Harry the K says,
we're out of here.
Oh, and thanks to Max Drucker, too. Max Drucker, our intern.
You've been listening to the Septa Baseball Insider Show presented by Lactico. Tonight's show is an exclusive presentation of 1490 AM, heard throughout the world at WBCB 1490.com.